family, and welcome back to another episode of Heal with Angelica Waters podcast, where we discuss all things healing. And on today's episode, I have a guest joining me today, CEO and founder of My Life Investment, Kesha Marie, as we'll be discussing today's topic, building self confidence. Keisha, I am so excited to have you on the show today. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for having me, Angelica. This is like really exciting.
Yes, yes. Again, I am so excited to have you on the show today. Now, before we get started, do you mind letting our audience know more about you?
I'm Kesha, the CEO and founder of My Life Investment. We have our own little mantra of live from this day forward. I choose to live my true, authentic self, and I'm proud of you, pretty girl. Um, Not biased to the men, so proud of you, handsome guy, whatever makes you feel good. And I am a mother of five, between the ages of 1 and 15. I am a Dayton native, and we are breaking generational curses. We are creating new and improved standpoints for our children. And I, I'm a traveler. I'm a super foodie. I want to be a taco. And I am a huge animal lover. Um, don't currently have any animals, but I will be in the market soon because they are our babies too.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it, Keisha. Thank you so much for that. Now, let's get started on today's powerful topic, building self confidence. Now, I have a quote here and I love it. And it says, self confidence is a superpower. Once you start to believe in yourself, magic starts to happen. And that brings me to my first question for you, Miss Keisha. What does building self confidence look like for you?
Well, building self confidence for me is not something you just wake up to. It's a learned behavior,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't fit everybody else's standpoint. Um, for me, self confidence is making sure that I'm standing up for myself and speaking up for things that I might feel is right,
Mm-hmm.
and liking things that somebody typically wouldn't like actively being weird is what they I think they call it now.
Yeah.
And just making sure that if it's something that I enjoy, I am putting forth the effort to spend time with it for myself.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it. Now, do you mind letting us know a little bit more about your company, your My Life Investment?
Well, with my life investments, that is pretty much one of the biggest things is building self confidence.
Yes.
My life investments focuses on meeting yourself halfway. I am a success coach, so I don't give you the answers. I help you find your own solutions.
Mm.
So, what success and confidence might look like to me, I thrive for people to understand that it might not look like that for them,
Yeah.
but that's equally accepted and it's equally powerful because, like you said, being yourself is a superpower.
Yes.
So, the keys to unlocking that superpower is digging deep and getting rid of all outside affirmations and being one with self, being true to self, and working on self. And with my life investments, I make sure I've decided on starting with four key points. The
Mm-hmm.
first one is self awareness, not just self care, but making sure you are reflecting, making sure you are taking time to work on all sense of self, like as far as with your mental
Mm-hmm.
and with your physical networking. So, are you around positive people? Are you around people who are like minded, people who think
Mm.
outside the box? Creating healthy habits because we have we all have a structure, we have a routine,
Yes.
but is it healthy? Is it productive? Is it
Mm.
organic? Because if it's not healthy for you, it's hindering you. And making sure your finances are in order, because it's never a good day if your finances aren't in order. So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
st- I thrive on starting with those 4 points in order to kind of take out those outside elements that we worry about, that we
Mm.
are stressed about, so we can focus on what our true purpose is. And if you work on improving yourself, your purpose will reveal itself.
Ooh.
So
Exactly, exactly. Always, always. It always starts with self. So your business in general is beautiful, my life investment, and then being able to be that support system, because I believe that we need that support system. We need somebody to, let us know that, hey, you are great. That that boost, like, okay, and the things that we need to do so we can help build our self-confidence. So I love
mhm.
it. I love it. Yes. So you have brought up self-awareness. Do you mind going in a little bit deep of why is it important? I'm sorry, why is it important to be more self-aware?
Sure, because we have oversaturated the word self care. We've used it, we've worn it out, and it's not just about getting your hair done, getting your nails done. Being self aware is making sure you are speaking to every aspect of your life and how it affects you and how it affects those around you as well.
Mm,
So when you be self aware, it's, are you taking that extra 30 minutes before it's time for you to go face the world? Are you meditating? Are you drinking your coffee? Are you drinking it in peace? Because when you really start to think about it, when you
mm,
get your day started, it's like, okay, yeah, I can do my makeup in the car. That might be a sense of relief for some people. So if you are able to get up a couple extra minutes early so you can actually sit down at your vanity and take your time doing that, it can make an entire difference. And once you feel good about yourself, you'll be able to spread that out into the world. And for example, when I'm in a good space, my kids can sense that and they can feel that.
mm,
Therefore, they want to be in a good space. They want to reflect and make sure that they are providing themselves with a positive atmosphere versus me trying to force them to be in a
mm-hmm.
positive atmosphere, because they're sponges. So self-awareness is about self-reflecting, feeding the mental, and also feeding the soul.
Ooh, say feeding that. So I think we forget about that. Like
We
like
do
you said,
often.
it's so saturated that, we think of self-care as the simple thing, get your nails and hair done in the physical aspect, but not thinking about the
Hmm.
inside, the soul that
Yeah,
need nurturing.
yeah.
Ooh,
I
yes,
got
I
days where I
love
feel
it.
so pretty, and I'm still not fulfilled because I haven't taken a few extra moments for me. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, and plus, once you start getting those things done, it becomes a routine. So once getting your nails done is a routine, how are you physically taking care of yourself at that point?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that takes away the care once it becomes routine. And that's what goes into, with habit building. Once you create a routine, how is this positively affecting you?
Exactly. I love it. I love it. So, what is your thoughts on teaching your children self-confidence?
Well, for me, teaching them self-confidence, one of the things are is I let them fail.
Whew.
I let them make decisions,
Mm-hmm.
as long as they're appropriate decisions and
Yes.
childlike decisions. And even if I know it's not going to go as planned, I still allow for them to go through that because it helps them understand that it's learned. You're not just going to get it the first time. Like for example, my daughter is on a part of a drill and dance team.
Mhm.
She's a great dancer. She's fabulous. She's a happy child. She didn't make the team, and
Mm.
she wanted to quit. And I'm like, no, you can't quit.
Ooh.
So she's just like, this isn't fair. I just feel like I should be able to do it. It's like you can do it, but you have to remember that she quit the first time. Like she started it, and then she was like, I don't think this is for me. I don't want to do it, and she
Mhm.
quit. And then she went to their first performance, and it sparked something inside of her. So at that
Mm.
point, she's like, oh, I want to do it. Okay. And we signed her back up. But that time that she spent, that she made that decision, and she spent absent instead of learning, is the result of her not being able to be on the competition team.
Mhm.
So, whereas yes, people don't look at that like that takes away from her self confidence, but in fact, it actually is going to help her because she's going to now push herself further, and she's going to figure out where it is that she did what she did wrong, and then she's
Mhm.
going to come back again. Like you always have next season, and she's going to come back again, and then she'll be ready.
Yes.
So, letting children make mistakes is the biggest thing to helping them build self confidence because they understand that it's trial and error. And then what how that also helps is that now once they make that mistake, they're willing to listen. And
Mm.
we have the resources as the parents to explain to them this is what you need to do next versus letting them let their self-esteem be attacked because they got told no.
Exactly. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I see it here with just my little cousins. I'll see them playing, and when they lose they get so upset, and I'm like, it's just a game, it's just a game. But of course we as adults, we understand now, but as a child they're like, no, I lost, no, I have to win. But
Yeah.
allowing them to, like you explained, just letting them know that it's okay, do it again, it's trial and error, and that's just what life is about, trial and error. So knowing that and being able to go through it definitely helps someone build their self confidence. So I love that, Kesha. Thank you for that.
No
Now,
problem.
this is a big one. Now, how does not having self confidence hinder your growth as a person and or hinders your business?
Woo. Oh my goodness. That yes, that was loaded, Angelica. It's super loaded. Um,
I need some advice.
honestly, honestly, when it comes to your business and your life, if you don't believe in you, nobody else is gonna believe in you. So if I'm telling people I'm a life coach and I'm like, hey, I want to help you with your life, okay? And my life is all over the place. Are you gonna work with me? Like, be honest. You're not gonna work with me. You're gonna be like, nice try, ma'am. Like. So you
Yes.
have to when it comes like how it hinders you in your business aspect is you have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe in your product. You have to believe in the services you're going to provide. Because if
Mm.
you don't believe in the services you're providing, no one else is. Like you have to want it more. You got to want it as much as you want to breathe.
Ooh.
And you have to be okay with you in its entirety to be able to provide that level of service. So if you have things that are hindering you emotionally, hindering you physically, you're not going to be able to give it 110.
Mm.
And when it comes to self confidence hindering you, like in your personal life, right now, I'm building a business, so I'm not dating or anything, but people can see when you are not happy. Even when you try to save face, you can walk with your head high, but if it's fake, it's still fake. But I
Yes.
do get it. You fake it till you make it for sure. So don't ever think that, don't just not doing it is worse than trying. Okay. So at least try. But when it comes to you wanting to date, I have learned with empowering myself that I have to make sure that I am happy with me and I am one with self, because it's not nobody else's responsibility to make me happy. They're just here to be a helpmate once
Mm.
we establish that relationship. And then with networking, a person who is up here is going to know a person who's down here, and they're going to unconsciously tear you apart, because they're going to have questions. They're going to want evidence. They're going to want to see your credentials. And it's not to be mean, it's not to physically tear you down, but it's because it's not easy.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun, being able to do what you want to do. It's fun running a business, but it's not easy. You have to make the conscious effort every day. So if you're consciously deciding that I'm going to be this better version of myself, you're consciously deciding that you're going to keep building this foundation of bliss and abundance. So, one, when you're not happy with yourself and you're displaying that you're not happy with yourself, it's going to affect you, and it's going to bleed out on everybody else as well.
Wow, I love that. I love that. That actually just made me think of one's attitude. Um, how do you believe that one's attitude affects their self-confidence?
I did. It's funny. I did not used to. I used to think when people used to say, like, speak affirmations, like tell yourself, look in the mirror and tell yourself you're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I really, I didn't used to think that would work. I'm like, "Hey, what's that going to do for me? Like, that's not going to do nothing for me."
Yeah.
So one day, I bullcrap you not. One day I was like, I'm about to try this. Like, everybody just keep on saying it. I'm about to just try it. And I wrote down a list, and it was one of the most generic lists ever. I said, I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am great, I am kind, I am unique, um, I am generous, I am love. Like, that's one of my biggest things. I feel that I
Yeah.
really do feel that way about myself. I feel like I am love. I'm here to give, and I'm able to keep replenishing. And one day I literally just went in the mirror. I was at my real low points, and I'm just like, I don't know what else to do. And I
Yeah.
said it, and I'm just like, oh no, I'm coming in tomorrow. So I told myself I'm gonna see me tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I got up, did it again. I'm like, yeah, okay. See you tomorrow. But I didn't realize I was actually telling myself I'd see me tomorrow. The only reason why I realized that is because my oldest daughter, she was like, why you keep telling you gonna see yourself tomorrow? And I'm like, why you keep coming in the bathroom with me? So she was like, I'm just saying, like, every time you do this, you're saying, I'll see you tomorrow. And as time went on, like, I just started noticing little changes. Like, I would make sure, like, I started packing my bag, like, as far as like getting my purse ready, and I made sure I had my lip gloss with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started to be like, okay, let me, get my spray and put it in my purse. Um, Today, instead of me wearing my same jeans that I wear every 3 days, I'm about to put on this pair of jeans that I haven't worn, since I bought them. And it started with me just it started with me joking, just
Yeah.
saying that stuff. But I really started to believe it. I really
Mm.
started to believe that I was worthy, and that I was beautiful, and that I was peace, and I was calm. And it was just like, wow, like, I really think this way about me. Like,
Yes.
like, when I be like, I had an event last Saturday, and I looked at myself in my my visor mirror, and I was like, my lashes is not my lash. I'm like, my brows is kind of cute because my life coach too. She was like, girl, your brows is on point, and I'm like, whatever. But I looked down and said, your brows is kind of cute. Then I was like, girl, you looking kind of good. Like, and then it was like I was in a good mood anyway. It was my
Yes.
first speaking event, but it really helped me. Like I needed that unconsciously,
Mm.
and I didn't even know it. Like I was just making sure, I'm okay. I ain't got no,
Yeah.
no booger woogers, the normal stuff. And it was like, girl, that's you in that mirror right there. And
Mhm.
it was just like, wow. And that's where it started from, me playing and me thinking like, this ain't serious, like this is just words, and
Yes.
words speak. Your attitude and the word you speak over yourself makes a whole difference on how your day is going to go. So when people ask me questions, sometimes if I'm quick to respond, I'm not taking it serious. But I typically try to take a second, reflect on the question, and then answer it, because I don't want to give out some information that could deter somebody from a different attitude, because words
Yes.
do have power. And if you go out into the day with a negative attitude, your words are going to be given to someone, and they're going to take that, and
Mm.
it can get onto them. If a person isn't at peace with themselves, they're going to take in a lot of different emotions, a lot of different energies, and they don't even know why. So that's why you self confidence is more than just confidence. It's being being aware of the sense of self,
Yes.
because it all comes together.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it, Keisha. Thank you so much for that. Now, if you all are enjoying this episode just as well as I am, please show your support by donating today for more free and powerful content just like this. More info to donate will be in a list in the today's show notes. Now, let's get back to today's episode, building self-confidence. Wow, Keisha, that was so beautiful. Now, we speak on building self-confidence, but we all have our days. So, what would you recommend, or what is it that you've done to be able to build your self-confidence and maintain it?
Well, I've done two things. Well, I have a question to your question before I answer your question.
Yeah, you're fine.
Are you asking, how do I handle being confident even when I don't feel like being confident?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Honestly, like I said earlier, fake it till you make it. Like if I'm
Ooh.
not, if I just can't fake it, if I can't, throw my wig on, or you know, get my best dress going, I'll take a moment.
Mm.
I will take a moment, and I will kind of like, I mean, if I have something like business to attend to that day, I have to fake it. It is what it is. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to, not handle my business. But if I am at a point that I just am not feeling it, I will take a moment, I'll step back, and I'll detox. And I'll think of things that make me happy. And if thinking
Yeah.
about it isn't enough, I'll go do it. Like like I said, I like tacos. I'll take myself out to dinner, to lunch. And I enjoy
Yes.
it. I enjoy that space to take care of myself and to give myself that nourishment to refill my cup, because that's ultimately what it is somewhere at some point I've spilled over, and I need to regroup, and I need to
Mm.
clean it up. So that's how I handle, my bad days. And another thing, with being a success coach, like I said, I wanted to figure out a way to be able to help people meet themselves halfway. I
Mm-hmm.
created a self help guide to be able to help people, and I use it for myself to kind of navigate through and remember, like, this is why I'm doing this, and this is what what I'm doing to keep myself happy or keep myself going, and go through, because I have writing prompts in there that you kind of write and express yourself. Like, it's in there. If you're not, um, I can read it to you. Would you like for me to read it to you?
Yeah, go ahead, honey. Let's
Okay,
hear
hold
this.
on. I got it right here. Yep, it's right
Yes.
here. I'm about to say, I can't remember it exactly, but it's right here. There it goes. It says, everything is temporary. Not feeling really pretty today. Don't want to glue down your frontal, nor do you want to bathe. Honey, we've all been there too. Been there and too proud to admit. Write it in here. It's our secret. So I
Ooh,
took the time to create something where people, you can put that in here. I'm
I
trying
love
to kind of
it.
get it, you can see
Yes.
it. It's on the other side. So, like, it's in here. So when you are feeling at your lowest, you write it. You write it in there. A couple of things that I wrote. I had to push back my first grand opening. And
Mm.
the day that I wanted to have the grand opening was a super emotional day for me. It was the passing of my grandmother, and I
Oh
wanted to do
wow.
something to commemorate.
Commemorate, I think.
Yep, there it goes. Commemorate. There we go. See, thank you. I wanted to do
You're
something to
welcome.
commemorate her, and the thing, and it just wasn't feasible. I was forcing it. I was trying to make this happen. And
Yes.
something that I understood, like I said, when you're busy improving yourself, your purpose will find itself. Everything will just find its way. And that was so stressful. And I mean, it hurt my feelings to have to do it, but when I decided to do it and I made the post and to let everybody know, hey, I have to push this back, I
Yeah.
was at peace, because I wasn't letting her down, because I decided that I needed to do what was best for myself and for my business, but I could still honor her. And
Exactly.
that's ultimately what I started it for, was because she was such a giving person and she was such a loving person. Everybody used to live in our house. So it was like 10 to 15 of us at one time at some point. So
Mm.
you definitely had to be able to be one with self, because you never had time for self with all those
Oh,
people in the
yeah.
house. And she loved everything and everybody, and I'm the same way. I love everything and everybody. So I created this to help all of us be able to remember those bad days, because once you have a bad day in the situation that kind of made messed you up, you can't have that day again.
Mhm.
It can't get worse like that again. So you have the ability for it to get better, and that is what it's for. So when I'm having those bad days, I'll go back to that and I'll remember that, and I don't let any. There's no way something is hurting me the same way twice.
Ooh. There you go.
And of course,
Yes.
anything you put on paper is official. So, hey, this
Mhm.
did this to me. It ain't doing it again.
Yes, love. I love that. I love that. Now, before we end today's show, I had one more question to ask. Now, what advice do you have for anyone, man, woman, child, who is struggling to build self confidence?
Find your happy place. And when you say, what is your happy place? It's the first thing that comes to mind when you ask yourself that question. And let go of all outside affirmations, because nobody has to deal with you but you. And if you don't deal with you, your trauma gonna deal with you.
Oh, Keisha, I felt that. Oh, wow, that was so powerful,
It's
Keisha.
always love. It's always love.
Yes.
My daughter say I'm a little bit of a she say I'm kind of mean, and I'm not sympathetic, but I feel like it's people need to hear that stuff, because that's what it
Yeah.
is.
Exactly. The truth hurts sometimes. So
But it's worth
sometimes
it.
it is.
It's worth it. It's so worth it. When you learn to love yourself first, I promise it's like a whole nother feeling. And it's a cloud, it's a high you can't come down from. Because once you are secure with yourself, nobody else can shake you.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me today, Kesha, and discussing this well needed topic, building self confidence. I would also like to give a special thank you to my amazing audience and Healing Tribe for joining us today. I pray today's episode was informative and valuable to you all. Also, be sure to give us your feedback, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any upcoming episodes and or on my YouTube channel, Heal with Angelica Waters podcast, to help get the message out to those in need of healing. Also, if you are ready to start your healing journey, be sure to check out our mini ebooks and merchandise on health and wellness and start your healing today. More info will be available in today's show notes. I will also leave information in the description so you all can contact my beautiful guest today, Miss Kesha Marie. Now, Kesha, before we end today's show, do you have any closing remarks for today's audience?
From this day forward, choose to be your true authentic self, and I'm proud of you.
Yes, Kesha, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for that. And again, thank you all for joining us today. And we leave you guys as we came. Peace and blessings.
Bye.